I think you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Let's chant the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रहे ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैतधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare
So
Krishna.
welcome you all for ongoing discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam. So yesterday we were discussing about the discussion between Jalbharat and King Rahugana, isn't it? And we have been on chapter 14 where we are in the middle of that. So we'll continue from there. So Sukdev Goswami is basically uh, explaining more about the discussion, like he's narrating the story again back to Parasharaj by in a very simpler way, and then he continued. He says, uh, "In this material world, when in this material world, when the conditioned soul forgets his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and does not care for Krishna consciousness, he simply engages in different types of mischiefs and sinful activities. He is then subjected to the threefold miseries, and out of fear of the elephant of death, he falls into the darkness found in the mountain cave." So we discuss about how sometimes the family life or the where we live, it binds us because we are too much attached to everything. It becomes very difficult to give it up, and because of that attachment we go on this taking life again and again and again. And then he concludes saying that no one in this material life is happy. So this material life is somehow or other is the cause of miseries. And Gaur Gopal Prabhu, he was sharing a very nice story, maybe a long time back. He says how we are attached with our things. He said, let's suppose we desire to have a kind of lavish car, isn't it? Or according to their own capability or own capacity, anyone buys a car, a new car, a new brand new car, and a little boy maybe playing around in the parking. He doesn't know anything. He just pick something of the sharp instrument, and by playing he goes on the and scratch the car just by fun, just playing. And as soon as the person sees the car again, the new brand new car with a line of scratch, he feels that scratch has been made to his own body, isn't it? And though that's basically made up of iron, metal, and everything, and all that, it looks beautiful, but the scratch made to the car it actually hurts to our heart. Why? Because we have engaged to so much hard work, we have saved money in a very, very difficult way, and we try to have the car, and we have gone through so many problems as well. And as when we get it, it looks like something has been turned off. In a similar way, it happens for our family life as well, and we have been attached to our family life, and when someone leaves us, it is hurts to us as well. And however, he says we need to put Krishna consciousness in between and associate with the devotees, and that will actually help us out to get out of this metal miseries, right? And he said people who are unfortunate, they take these metal miseries again and again, and those who are fortunate, they take shelter of spiritual masters, they take shelter of the devotees and associate with the devotees, and by which they cross this metal existence very easily. All right. And then he says the solution is what? The solution is that it doesn't matter what activity a man engages in, but if he simply can satisfy the Supreme Lord, his life is successful. So Prabhupada says very clearly that anyone, doesn't matter where, what job or what where he is, but if he engage himself in the service of Supreme Lord somehow or other by hearing and chanting his holy name, his life has become successful. Right. So this way he summarizes to Parikshit Maharaj, Sukdev Goswami, by saying that one should submissively hears and chant about the all auspicious, uh, like basically this is a kind of falashruti. If one submissively hears and chants about the auspicious Maharaj Bharat stories from his three lives, and one's lives and material opulences certainly increases, and whatever one desires can be attained simply by hearing, chanting, and glorifying the activities of Maharaj Bharat. In this way one can fulfill all his material desire as well as spiritual desires too. So let's make a conclusion for that one on the chapter. And then moving ahead, in 15th chapter, there is a descendant of King Priyavrata being described, so Bharat Maharaj, he has son, the five son, and the first one is the Sumiti, and Sumati, he actually married to Bridhashena, and then all lineage has been described in the whole chapter, right? And in 16th chapter, Parishit Maharaj asked a question to Sukdev Goswami. He says, "My dear Lord, you remember in the very first chapter we discussed about how Priyabharat Maharaj, he himself expanded himself into another form, and he took away the chariot and he rode around the in the opposite direction of sun, making seven ditches, isn't it? So he asked the question here again. He said, Sukdev Goswami, my dear Lord, the rolling wheels of Maharaj Priyavrata's chariots created seven ditches in which seven oceans came into existence. And because of the seven oceans, Bhumandal is divided into seven islands. Can you please kindly explain me in detail? So that question is asked by uh, Parshit Maharaj to Sukdev Goswami. And Sukdev Goswami start narrating this. And the conclusion of this narration is that he said that to understand that how glorious Krishna is, how glorious Supreme Personality of Godhead is, that the creation, just we will see it, the wonderful creation without any mistake, right? And he says there is no limit to the expansion of Lord's material energy, and no one could possibly explain it perfectly. Sukdev Goswami, before explaining this part, he is saying, and no one in this material world is perfect, and an imperfect person, we are all imperfect, and an imperfect person could not describe this material universe accurately. However, he said, I shall try to explain the principal reasons, and just as he had heard from the previous acharyas and seniors things. So let's see. I have made a small slide and also have in touch with a couple of devotees uh, to get this more detail on this. Really, it is basically kind of more of physics, but I'll try to put as much as I have heard, hear, learn, or things over there. So please forgive me if I won't be able to make you understand this whole cosmos things, but let's try to understand it. And we might take a bit 10-15 minutes extra today. So let me share my screen and then we can go from there. I guess you can see my screen now. Well, anyone can please tell me yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you very much. So, so let's see. Let's start from here, and let's try to go on that. So you see, this is called as whole universe, one universe. Earlier we have seen how the three Purusha avatar comes up, and Shiva Kashai Vishnu, he enters into each atoms, and before that we see Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu from his navel lotus flower sprouts, and before that we see Kanada Kashai Vishnu from his all universes manifested. So this is one of the universe, and this is Garbhoda ocean where Shodakashai Vishnu lies down, and this plan on the middle, it's called as Bhu Mandala, and this stem you see, it's basically compared as lotus stems, and here all the 14 planets resides in it, right? So all the 14 planets being compared as living in the stem of lotus. Let's see what happened next. So earlier this whole Bhumandala was like flat, right? Like maybe you can understand as a disc. And when Priyavarat Maharaj, what he saw that in the middle, if you see this one, this is a Sumeru. This is Sumeru mountain, and we'll see that real picture of that. And sun is to be somewhere here, and when sun is to be here, this part, this area, it actually becomes dark, and when some sun comes here, we see this area becomes dark. We see that's why let's suppose it's in US it's day, then we see in Asia it's night, and in UK we have some mixture of that. In a similar way, so by seeing that, Prabhat Maharaj was not happy. So what he thought, let me go no so let's imagine sun is in this way, in this western side. Priyavrat Maharaj came here in the eastern side, and he rotates. As sun rotates, he rotated in opposite directions, right? And by that he made a ditches, and by this chariot, his chariot was actually providing light to the darkest area where sun could not reach, right? So that in this way he went for seven ditches. Let's see what are those. So this first ditches, not yet. So this white one are actually oceans. So if you see the purple one right now, that is basically Sumeru mountain in the middle, and is called a Jambu Deepa. So all the tract, Dvipa means a tract of land which are divided by water. We might be coming with this word very frequent time, Dvipa. So Dvipa is what? The tract of land divided by water. So if you see this middle of water, and this is actually double of this size in the middle, land is that, and it's double of that land. And then after that, this ocean is actually filled of salt. This is called a salty ocean, right? And after that, another tract of land, that is called as Palakshwadeepa. And then next ocean is what called as ocean where it has sugar cane juice, right? And in the same way, next tract of land, so we see 7 tract of land. So next tract of land is called as Shalmali Dvipa, and the next ocean made by Priyabrat Maharaj is called as Sura Sagara, or they basically taste like a liquor. And then next tract of land is Kusha Dvipa, and the ocean surrounding this Kusha Dvipa is filled of ghee or emulsified butter. And then after that, next track is called as Karunaka Dvipa, and that track of ocean is being covered by milk. And then after that, we see Shakadvipa, and then that's surrounded by ocean of churned yogurt. And that after that, we see Pushkara Dvipa. Pushkara Dvipa is again surrounded by ocean of sweet water. So Pushkara Dvipa is actually again it divided into two parts again, the Pushkar Deepa. So Pushkar Deepa has two parts, and there's a mountain in between that, and that mountain divides the Pushkar Deepa into two parts. And after that, we see a land of gold. So the last one is land of gold, and basically in that land, no living entity resides, because the surface is looks like it is very mirror type of that, and all is made of gold, and anything falls on that surface, it disappears. It doesn't become visible to anyone else. So you can't see it again. So that's why no living entity resides there. So this is basically how Priyabrat Maharaj divided this Bhumandala into seven parts. And then we know about his seven sons. He has given his seven sons to rule each of those. And the middle one, where actually we living entity lives, even though not only the middle part is again described, divided into many parts as well. We'll go on to the next now. So this is again a new kind of different view. So see, the Pushkar Deepa, isn't this Pushkar Deepa is has a mountain in between that, and that is called as Mana Sutra mountain, and this mountain divides Pushkar Deepa into two half, right? And this is also called as this orbit of sun. So sun rotates in this orbit. As of now, we know that sun looks to be is still in the middle, and all the planet system, they are moving around it, but Srimad Bhagavatam describes that sun moves in this orbit. And whenever there is a need of Brahma to come in this Bhuloka, he comes and reside here. He's got a place here, and he resides here in that mountain, right? So, and that mountain is being again, the last ocean is being sweet drinking water is there. And after that, we see the blue was our Garbhodaka ocean. So these are the division made by Priyavrat Maharaj. All right. And there is one more thing in between. So one word we understood about Dvipa. So Dvipa is what? I'll repeat. So any land which is divided by water. And this, all right, okay. And yeah, so when this mountain divided this land is called as Varsha. So Varsha means any tract of land divided by huge mountains. That's called as Varsha, and Dvipa is divided by ocean. So any land divided by ocean is Dvipa. Any land divided by mountains is called as Varsha. So because we understood about earlier, we know that we see Bharata Varsha, isn't it? So we'll see those pictures coming as well. And here is a description of those, that all the island Jambudvipa is covered by salt water, and then he's been given to his son Agnidhara, and there also deities. All verses are divided into deities, and the special tree is here is Jambu tree, so it's called as Jambudvipa. And then Palashka Deepa, surrounded by sugar cane, and then what we have discussed, actually this is in a chart again. And then Salmani Deepa is surrounded by a liquor, and Kusha Deepa with butter, and Karuncha Deepa with milk, and Shaka Deepa with yogurt, and Pushkar Deepa with sweet drinking water. And residing deities of there are, in Pushkar Deepa Brahma, in Shaka Deepa Vayu, in Karunka Deepa Varuna, in Kusha Deepa it's Agni, and Salmani Deepa it's moon, and Plashka Deepa it's sun, and Jambu Deepa there are 9 deities in 9 verses. So that's again, this Jambu Deepa is divided back again in 9 verses. What are the verses? Verses are tract of land divided by mountains. So we'll see it again. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So this is again like top view of a lotus flower, and we will understand about this Jambu Deepa in chapter 16 is described elaborately a bit. So let's see. So see, this the middle one is called as Sumeru Mountain. And now if you let me go back a bit. So from this stack, so now we are actually discussing about this middle part, only this middle part, or Jambudvipa, not about this other anything else. Just so from now onwards, we will be discussing more about this middle part, right? That middle part, or this is called a Jambudvipa, and in that middle, there's a very huge mountain called as Sumeru Mountain. Sumeru Parvat is there. This is the middle, and the height of this is called as 10,000, sorry, 100,000 yojana, and one yojana is basically 8 miles. So just imagine how huge this is. And this mountain, normally we see mountain like curve, isn't it, from flat and then we go on top. But here in this mountain is a bit opposite. It actually on the Bhumandal is 16,000 yojana, and when it goes higher it becomes 32,000 yojana, and on the bottom it's less over there. And 16,000 yojana is under the Bhumandal, and rest 84,000 yojana is above the Bhumandal, or Bhuloka, or you can say a Jambudvipa, right? This again a very different view. So this is Jambudvipa, and this you can see this, these are actually mountains. We'll see it what mountains are. And these are the mountains just divided the Jambudvipa in 9 tract of land. See, these lands are called as varshas, middle. This varsha 1, 2, 3, 4, middle one 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this one 9. So 8 mountains, there are 9 mountains, including Mountain Sumeru. So 8 mountains, they surrounded the mountain Meru, and they divided the tract into land into 9 tract. Those are called as varshas. So this is again a different view. So all the 9 mountains from here we see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and Mountain Meru 9. So what those are? So this is another view where this Jambudvipa, the whole land. First, it's described that on north there are 3 mountains who divide that, and then first mountain is Nila, second is Sweta, and third is Shingavan. And that intact of that land, it's called as Ramyaka Varsha and Hiranmaya Varsha and Kuru Varsha. That part. And south, in south there are again three mountains, that is Nishada, Hemakuta, and Himalaya. So what we know about Himalaya mountain, when we say in India nearby that this is not that Himalaya. So this Himalaya is actually divides this whole Bharatavarsha, and we don't live in Bharatavarsha. Bharatavarsha also get divided into 9 divisions. We'll see later on. So these 9 verses where generally people, living entities, they live, but it's in a different scenes. We'll understand that, try to understand it as well going forward. So that these mountains and 2 more mountains on the east and west, that is Gandhamardan and Mountain Malyavana. So this divides the whole track of Jambudvipa into 9 divisions. What are those? Bharatavarsha, Kimpurusha Varsha, Hari Varsha, and then Bhadrasha Varsha, Ketumala Varsha, Ramaka Varsha, Hiranmaya Varsha, and Kuru Varsha. So this I'll completely divide this, lotus. If you see the lotus flowers tip one, that is Mount Meru. On that one, we see all these things. And then now the description comes of Ilavarta Varsha. This is a middle part. It is square. The square one is called as Ilavarta Varsha. So this is the division of this middle part only. This, one side Nila, one side Gandhamadam, then one side Nishada, and one side Malyavan. So this part is when described in next chapter. Let's see what that. So this is, we see about the Sumeru mountain, and this 4 divisions of that. One is Gandhamadhan, Nishada, Malyavan, and Nila. And now, in between that, in between that, there also division are there. And this Sumeru mountain is being covered by four mountains internally, and these are Trishanga, Makara, Jatara, and Devakuta, and Karavira, and Kailasha, and Pavana, and Paryatra. So after those, there are four more mountains. On each corners there is Mandara, Kumuda, and Meru Mandara, and Suprasava. And in this, each of those, there are trees. In Mandara, we have mango tree, and also there is an ocean of milk, and also there is a garden called as Nandana garden. And why we are discussing about this? Because here the devatas, they come and they enjoy with their concerts, right? And then there is in a Meru Mandara also we have a garden, we have tree, and here we have a tree of rose apple, and then we have a ocean of honey, and also there's a garden, Chitratha. And then similar way, here also we have one tree as Kadamba tree, and here the water is sugar cane juice in the ocean, and also we have a garden here. And in Kumuda also, the ocean is milk, yogurt, honey, and ghee. So in our this world where we live, we need to buy milk, buy a yogurt, honey, ghee, isn't it? But there's the ocean, and they provide it from the, actually this comes from the juice of the fruits of the tree. There's a banyan tree, and the juice, when the fruit comes and fell down on the ground, it actually, the juice becomes milk, yogurt, and honey and ghee, and the water in the ocean is of pure water. So that's a bit described by Ilavarta Varsha, the middle part. And there are 20 more mountains surrounding that in a circular way. If you see this, one, two, three, in that way. This describes about the Ilavarta Varsha. All right. I know it might be a bit more kind of technical things, or some people who want to know more about it, like the people who goes to on uh, geography and other things, they might need like more. And if anyone wants to go inside of depth of it, I can share the videos. There are nearly some 40 videos of nearly 40 minutes that are made by ISKCON devotees from I think it's Govardhan Eco Village nearby Mumbai in Maharashtra, and you can go through those in detail if you want to go there. And after that, so if you see, this is Sumeru, right? This is Sumeru, and we are seeing this actually on the ground. And on top, what happened? On top of that, these are the places where the devatas, they make their meetings, right? These are the not places of Brahma, like Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Agni, Kubera. But whenever they want to do some meetings and some plannings, they come here and they sit and they enjoy here, and they do their plannings over there. So that's the top of Mountain Meru. So this Mountain Meru in the middle, we see on the Bhumandal is on the no, in between of that, basically not between, basically 84,000 yojana underneath, and that's the top view. This one here, all the devatas, they come there, they have their own seats, and they do their meetings over there. And now in 17th chapter, there is description of how Mother Ganga, or river Ganga, she came to this world, right? What happened? So I've just taken the last picture of that. So we all know about Lord Vamanadev, isn't it? So Lord Vamanadev, when Bali Maharaj was doing sacrifice, he came there and asked for 3 feet of land, and Bali Maharaj gave him. We'll see the story later on. Bali Maharaj gave him, and then he expanded himself huge, and he, by just 2 steps, he, in first steps, he covered the higher planets, In second step, cover the lower planet. And then he asked Bali Maharaj, where shall I put my third step? And then Bali Maharaj surrendered himself as well. So he said, put on my head. So when he was uh, putting his feet on the top, on this universe of a part here, there's a hole being made by the touch of his, thumb. There's a hole being made, and from there, the Gardavaka ocean's water, it came in between that, right? As it came between that, so from the causal ocean, it came to first to Satyaloka, and Satyaloka or Brahma Loka, where Lord Brahma resides. So Lord Brahma took all the water in his Kamandulu and worshipped lotus feet of Lord Hari. And then that's why it's called as Bhagavad Padi. And that name got to Ganges is Bhagavad Padi, because it's being served or is being washed to lotus feet of Lord Hari. And after that, on beneath that, there is a Dhruva Loka, and that it comes to Dhruva Loka, and also that's being given, also was given to Dhruva Maharaj by Lord Vishnu. And then when it passes from there, that name came as Vishnupadi. And then after that, it passes through Saptarishis and then Chandraloka, and it fell on the top of Mount Meru. You see this is Mount Meru. And if you remember in the last slide, I think here, this part is actually this layer, right? And there, this Mother Ganga, she divided into four. As she fell down there, it went through four divisions: east, west, north, south. So from east, it named as Sita, and in south, it was uh, Alakananda, and west is Shakshu, and north is Bhadra. So in this way, she fell to here. But when she came to this from south towards uh, Bharatavarsha, I think I have a next slide over there. Yes. So here, see, it fell from there and it came from here and here. And as it was Alakananda, it became invisible. And after that, we know very well that Maharaj Bhagirathi, he actually prayed a lot to Lord Shiva and to hold the Mother Ganges, and even he prays to to Mother Ganges to fall him. And then Mother Ganga get visible, and after that Alakananda and Bhagirathi, they mixed up in Dev Prayag, and from there she flowed as Ganges. And after that, we see she came towards Rishikesh to Haridwar, and then going forward, she came back to Bay of Bengal and merged there. So that is how we see Lord coming of Lord Ganges, right? So River Ganga comes from there. So this basically I can see is the water touched by lotus feet of Lord Hari as well, right? And then, so this is again 9 divisions of Jambudvipa, and each division of Jambudvipa has a presiding deities, and the residents they kind of offer prayers to that. So in the middle one, if you see Ilavarta Varsha, there the main deity, Lord Shiva, he used to worship Shankarsana or meditate on Lord Shankarsana. And in the similar way, if you go to the higher one, Ramaka Varsha, there this deity is Matsya, and the Manu, he used to pray to Matsya, Lord Matsya Avatar, he is being worshipped there. And in that chapter, actually, has been described the prayers, what they used to do to pray them. And then going higher, and then Hiranamaya Varsha, Kurma, Kurma Avatar. So Kurma Avatar being praised by Arema. And then in the higher one, so Uttarakura, there Bhudevi worship there. I don't know what I don't know what happened. 1 second, sorry. Yeah. So coming down, sorry, let's about west. In west, Lakshmi Devi with all the devatas, she prays to Rishikesha in Ketumala, and on the east, in Bhadrasharva, Hayashirsha, actually. So being praised by uh, Bhadravarshava. And going down in Hari Varsha, Prahlad Maharaj and the devotees, they used to pray to Lord Narsinghadev, and in Kim Purusha, Lord Hanuman, he prays to Lord Rama. And then Himalaya, or basically, sorry, in Bharata Varsha main deity is Narnarayana, that is being praised by Narada Muni, right? So these again, there is very glorious prayers are being given, how they used to pray each deities in each verses, right? So we come under this Bharata Varsha, but there is again division of that. What that? So see this corner. This is again another view of that Jambu Deepa with 9 verses. So these are again divided by in 9 sections. If you see the 9 lines, isn't it? And that 9 lines, the last one is called as Bharata Khanda, and that Bharata Khanda is basically where we live. So just imagine how huge this no gigantic this universe is, and we are living in just one place, and that place also we see as huge. So just imagine how huge whole thing would be, whole cosmos would be, right? So we live in a division of Bharatavarsha, in a division of Bharat Khanda. So we hear the song of Lord Rama, you know like what Jambu Dweepe, Bharata Varshe, Bharata Khande, Arya Varshe, kind of that, that comes from here only. So scriptures, our scriptures are so glorious, they have given everything. Also there are a lot of calculations being given, that how much width of this mountain is there, and how much width of this tract of land is there, and how much height of the mountains are there, are also being described in this chapter. Okay, um, okay. So this is another shape, to another view to see this. And if you see, uh, so everything, the all the planetary system, they actually move keeping center as our pole star. Their pivot point is pole star. And if you see that yellow one is in here, this is the gold land, or land of gold, isn't it? We discussed about earlier that. And that land, after that, there's a huge mountain. If you see this Loka Loka mountain, this is called Loka Loka mountain. There is huge mountain which actually are so high. Their height is actually as equal to towards the pole star, and this sunlight cannot surpass these mountains. So sunlight is required to just for this Bhumandala, and apart from this, light is not required. They are self illuminated. So this is called as Loka Loka, because outer part, this if you see the blackish one, that is aloka or darkness, and inside is loka, is being illuminated by sunlight. So that's why the mountain names came as loka, aloka. So one side is light, and another side is darkness. And after that, there is small gap in between. If you see the white line here, and that's basically touched with the universal cell, right? And that lies in the Garbhodaka ocean. So that's basically a bit description of the 7 deepas and the 7 oceans and the Loka Loka Varsha, and sunlight could not pass from there. And in next chapter, the sunlight being described. So this is again a review of that Bhumandala. So if you see in the middle Jambu Deepa, and then salt of ocean, Pashka Deepa, sugarcane, Shalmali Deepa, the liquor ocean, Kusha Deepa, clarified butter, Karunaka Deepa, milk ocean, Shaka Deepa, emulsified yogurt, and Pushkara Deepa, and then sweet drinking water. So that's again a division. Just imagine where we are living in, just in even in Jambu Deepa, there is a 9 division, and in that we are living. And then there is it's 2040. So is it okay we continue for 10 more minutes, or we can continue tomorrow from description of sun god, the movement of sun god? And still there are a couple of more things are there to be discussed. So as you say, we can continue from there.
We're okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. Anyway, in 10 minutes we won't be able to complete it, but let's see how much we can go. Is that okay? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So now it comes the description of the movement of sun, how it actually goes around. Is someone has some text in chat? There's a question, Prabhuji, is this sections of land and oceans are invisible to our material eyes? Yeah, yes, Prabhu, these are invisible to our material eyes. We will discuss it actually. Discuss it. So while we go to towards the end part, we will discuss that how these 8 verses are either not visible to us, or what kind of people they live there. It's not visible to us. That's correct. So the description of sun goes like the sun is the master of heat, and it provides us, it lights up the three world by its light. And if you see this Bhumandala, and there it says that it remains as excel towards that Bhumandala, on the same height of Bhumandala. So Bhumandala it's not just flat; it's like a bit of cone kind of thing. Uh, it's not earth, right? It's just Bhumandala, and in between Bhumandala we see there are so many tract of land, and then varshas and dvipas, and in one of those we come, and that's earth is spherical there. So the sun god who lives along far away from from the Mount Meru, and it rotates on the wheel. And we see about how Manoratra mountain, that is basically axis of movement for sun, right? And in the middle of the Antariksha or Bhuvaloka, it remains there. There's a more calculation being given on that. So it goes in that, and axis axle for this is become Durvaloka, and Durvaloka actually it controls the speed of the movement of sun god. And if you see the sun god's chariot wheels as well, it's got one wheel. It got just one wheel, and the other part has been controlled by this axle. I think I might have, yeah, I got the picture here as well. Yes. So if you see, there is again and more axle is there, and these axles control this movement of sun. And this is all a bit height on the Bhumandala, and it goes around on that, right? So Manushatra Mantra mountain, which is actually the division of last Varsha, Pushkara Varsha, and that is becomes the orbit of sun god. And this is again here describes the movement of moon. So moon is actually very very near to earth. However, it's above of sun god. So if you see in height wise, it's actually above of sun god, towards near towards mountain Meru, but it's near and more on more height. So how can we understand this? Basically, just imagine you have a tennis ball, isn't it? We play tennis and cricket. So let's suppose there's a ball is there, or oval ball, you can just imagine it, and just imagine that in the ball there is slice of cut are there, and you put those slice in between. That's the kind of how the orbit has becomes over there. I have a picture there, but that will come in the last sections nearly over that. So the description of moon is given when it goes. So for days it's devatas, and nights is pitras during this waxing phase. And more on the movement of moon is also been described in that chapter. And after that, yes, here you can see it in a more clear way. So this is Bhumandala, and this is sun. He rotates here, and that on that top is a moon. It rotates here, and after that there is 27 nakshatra or constellations. They move around here, and on top of that we see, and there's a Venus or Shukracharya's graha, Shukra graha, and they rotates here. There's a calculation being given how much height it is from Earth. from Bhumanda. And then on top of that, we see the Mercury. And on top of that, we see the Mars. And on top of that, we see the Jupiter. And up on off above that, we see Saturn. And then we see the Saptarishis, and then the Durvaloka. So Durvaloka is basically the fiber of every kind of planetary system. Right. So this again another view of how it is. It looks like in it, these are flats, but still going horizontally higher, higher, and higher. The orbits we see over there. So this again a kind of more visual things to understand of that thing. Right. And this again another view how it is. So in the Satyaloka, Lord Brahma resides, and Tapaloka, Janaloka, Maharloka, and the pole star. So pole star. This after that uh, is comes down to the other planetary system. Right. Yes. So uh, I think we will continue from this slide tomorrow, and there is still some more are left, I guess. Yeah, 2 3 more are there, and we'll continue from the tomorrow, I guess. So any questions or any thoughts, please let me know.
Prabhuji, I just want to know that this all information has been already written in Bhagavatam
Yes.
since ages.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, this the all the information are there. If you go on to Bhagavatam Canto 5 from chapter number 16 to 26, these are there. However, there is not been much elaborate. So there are devotees who have actually gone deeper into that, and they have made their videos and to make it more clearly understandable to us. So all the things are still there in the Bhagavatam, but maybe some part has been said, like let's suppose the Varshas. It be said that okay, the Varshas are in Jambudvipa there are 9 mountains divide this part, right?
Hmm.
To go in detail on that, devotees have gone more into that who has more interest on those things. And actually, I've ordered a book, and it's coming tomorrow. I'll show you the book. In that book, also it's all being given more in a descriptive way.
So
So,
Bhagavatam, is how old it is? I mean, like 5,000. How many years back it has been written?
so Bhagavatam is written just before our Kali Yuga,
Okay.
just before the Kali Yuga, because Srila Sukadev, sorry, Srila Vyasadev knew very well that the people of Kali Yuga, they won't be able to follow anything. Earlier, this all has been in the mind, Shruti. So the teacher, they used to speak to the students, and the disciples, they could remember as it is, and they could pass it to the next disciples, to their next disciples, to the next disciples. But when it comes to Kali Yuga, we uh, we tend to forget everything, and what to speak about spirituality. So we don't have any interest in spirituality from even childhood. So that's why everything has came in written so that we can read it again and again, again and again, and we can clarify our things.
Okay.
So everything is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. The Shastras are there. So
Yeah.
and I hope I try to make some sense out of it, because it was again a complicated for things for me. I have gone for so many videos and try to make it out something on that. And I've spoke to a couple of many devotees who have actually gone deeper in this context.
No, it was quite clear. Thank you for your efforts.
Okay, thank you very much. There is a devotee in Eco Village, in Golden Eco Village, known as His Grace Pavaneshwar Prabhu, and he has made the YouTube videos. If you go onto YouTube and search as Bhagavata Cosmology, you will find those videos. I'll share the link anyway if you want. I'll
Yeah.
share to everyone if anyone want to go more deeper on that. And I've requested them to actually I'll share the screenshot with everyone today. So they were all okay with that, no problem. And they have written a couple of books as well on those, and they have gone deeper, deeper and deeper. Actually, not just Bhagavatam, they have read a couple of more books where the whole definition of cosmology is given. If you see, just imagine he has given a very nice analogy or in a description how this normal science now has been saying that okay, the distance between Earth and Bhumandal and Sun, isn't it? And if you see in Hanuman Chalisa, it comes there, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so that's all there. Hanuman Chalisa says, uh, what was the verse? Let me remember. Try to remember it. Anyone can remember? Yes, ये तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना, युग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु. Yuga sahastra means, so one sahastra means 1,000, and yuga is actually the lives of the yuga of one yuga for devatas is 12,000 years, and yuga sahastra, so 12,000 years into 1,000 is 12 million years, and 12 million years is actually coming towards 153.6 mile kilometer. I got the screenshot now, and that and this being same given by scientists as well. So it's
Yeah.
already there by channel by Hanumanji, and we have just found it again now. So Hanuman Chalisa given by Tulsidas, it's all give the distance between Earth and Sun. So that is it.
If you want to believe in a God by science way, please do it.
So actually, if you see, even there are lots of scientists. They do believe in God. It's not like they don't, but some of they don't. But still, everything. Even Prabhupada says, Prabhupada also says that no, I wish that the scientists could find everything, because everything is there in our scriptures, and they can just revive it. Nothing they can't find anything new. Everything is there in the scriptures.
Yeah.
Right. So see the description of how all the verses are there. You can't see those by our mental eyes, because our mental eyes are imperfect. And if you see all the theories have science has come up, somehow or other, when some generation comes, they defy their own theory as well. So I'm not saying science is wrong. Science has given us a lot of things, but on the point of this, towards talking about spirituality and this cosmos things, they need to believe Srimad Bhagavatam to Lord. That's it. Okay, thank you everyone for, and sorry for taking a bit long time today. And Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions? Do
Hare
post
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
tomorrow.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.